Today we're going to start Chapter 3, Lesson 1, Solution of an Equation. When we turn to page 62, we see lots of information and a definition at the top, and it says a variable equation is an equation that contains a variable. And right beneath it, we've got a scale. A scale weighs two different objects on different sides, and I can see that in this case, the scales are equal, meaning both sides weigh the same. So let's say this is 10 pounds, right? Well, this is also going to equal 10, and we need to figure out what x is. What should we substitute for x so that it's equal to 10? Well, let's figure that out. If we experiment and substitute for x, if we plug in the 2, we know that 2 plus 4 is 6, and 6 pounds is a lot lighter than 10 pounds, so clearly 10 pounds is sort of weighing it down. But if we instead substitute 6, we know that 6 plus 4 equals 10, and I can see that looking at this scale, both sides are equal, and so this is the solution. 6 is our answer, and that makes sense. This is true. Let's say, pretend that instead of 6, we're going to substitute a little bit more. And if we substitute 9 in, we know that 9 plus 4 is 13, and 13 is heavier than 10 in this case. They're not equal. So this is false. 9 plus 4 is not the solution. We know, however, of course, that 6 is, and that's what we're going to be looking for. We're going to be looking for a number that makes both sides equal. So when we look at this particular problem, it says, tell whether negative 9 is the solution of negative 4 equals 5 plus w. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing this w. We're going to be swapping that out. And let's rewrite this equation so we're good to go. I know that negative 4 is going to stay the same on the left, plus 5, or 5, and instead of w in parentheses, I'm going to do negative 9. Well, the left side is going to stay the same, and I know that 5 plus negative 9, or 5 minus 9, is going to give us negative 4 as well. If you don't know that, you can simply do it in your calculator. Negative 4 equals negative 4. These are the same on both sides, right? So this is true. They're equal. We're good money. So now it's going to get a little bit more tricky. It says, tell whether 20 is the solution of 15 equals x divided by 2 minus 5. So I'm going to rewrite this equation, and I can see it says 15 equals, and then instead of x, what am I going to pop in there? I'm going to do open parentheses. I'm going to pop in 20, and I know that I'm getting this from right here, right? Divided by 2 minus 5. So the first thing that we're going to do when we're looking at something like this is the division, right? We're dividing before we subtract, and I know that 20 minus 2 is going to give us 10, and 10 minus 5 is what? It's 5, right? And so when we bring this down, does 15 equal 5? No, this is not equal. So we can say this is false. We can say that they're not equal. But certainly 20, right? No, it's not the solution. Niet. Tell whether 8 is the solution of 5 minus y equals 3. So again, we're going to rewrite this expression. And I'm going to write 5 minus, and then instead of y, I'm going to write 8. So I'm taking this 8 right there, and I'm simply plugging it in, equals 3. If we do it in a calculator, this is a positive 5, even though we don't see it, and 5 minus 8 is going to give us negative 3. Does negative 3 equal 3? Sure does not. This is not, 8 is not the solution, not what we're looking for. Again, we need to figure out if 5 makes both sides equal. It says, tell whether 5 is the solution of 2n minus 4 equals 6. Let's rewrite this expression. 2, and I'm going to do open parentheses, minus 4 equals 6. And the reason I did open parentheses is because I can see it says 2n minus 4. And I know when we do that, a number next to a variable means multiplication. So we're going to be multiplying 2 times n. We really don't want to get confused because I know that kind of tricks us up in the past, right? So let's pop that 5 in there. And again, we're getting this 5 from right here. We're simply sliding it in. And 2 times 5 is what? 10 minus 4 equals 6. And 10 minus 4 is what? It's 6. Does 6 equal 6? Yes, it sure does. So 5 is the solution. This is true, and this looks good. Okay, we're going to work on page 63, numbers 1 through 21. Numbers 22 and 23, cooperative learning, you're going to work with a partner. But let's try a few out together real quick before we get started, because I know this can be a little challenging. So the instructions, it says, tell whether the number is a solution of the equation. So by the number, they mean the number on the left. So let's take a look at number 1. And it wants to know if 4 is the solution to this equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply pop 4, and right there we're substituting, right? So does 4 equal 4? And you can write simply yes or no. And it sure does. This is the solution. They're equal on both sides. Let's look at another one. Okay, let's take a look at number 4 right beneath it. Here I see it says -7. And we want to know if -7 will make both sides equal. So if we take this and we pop it right in there, so it's going to be -7, right, minus 4 equals 11. Are both sides equal? Well, -7 minus 4 is going to give us -11. And does a -11 equal 11? No, it sure doesn't. So for number 4, we're going to write no. It's not the solution. Let's keep moving. Let's do number 7 together. Does 6, if we pop it in for the variable, make both sides equal? Does it make both sides equal? Let's figure out together. So 5 in open parentheses equals 30. And instead of the x, what are we going to pop in there? We're going to take that 6, pop it right on there. And I know 5 times 6 is 30. Does 30 equal 30? Are both sides weighed the same? It is. So 6 sure is the solution. And let's do a little bit more. Let's try a trickier one. We'll try number 18. So is -3 the solution to this equation? Well, let's figure it out. I'm going to simply pop that in. And I know that it's 8 minus 3 times -3 equals 17, and I know that -3 times -3 is going to give us a positive 9, and if we drop this down, 8 plus 9 is what? Well, I know 8 plus 10 is 18, but this is 8 plus 9, it's 1 fewer, it's 1 less, so it's going to be 17, and 17 does equal 17, so yeah, -3 is the solution. Great. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to seeing you work. You guys are doing great. You're making great progress in class. Keep up the great work.